Southwest.
A passenger plane is obliterated in the California hills.
There were no wings, no fuselage, there was no tail section, there were no aircraft seats.
Hardened steel is ripped to pieces.
Country today, employees of Pacific Southwest Airlines, PSA, observed a moment of silence for the victims of Flight 1771. The crash on Monday killed 43 people in Central California. And as NBC's Don Oliver reports, there is even more evidence tonight linking a fired employee to the nightmare scenario of revenge and gunfire.
Know that fate has dealt with them and their loved ones unfairly.
In an airport hangar in San Diego, co-workers at a memorial service for the 8 employees of Pacific Southwest Airlines who died in the crash of Flight 1771.
Howard Nunn, Ray Thompson.
Thompson was believed to be the target of a former airline employee who was thought to have brought the plane down in a volley of gunfire. His name was not mentioned here. But at the crash scene near Paso Robles, the FBI said handwriting on a threatening note found in the wreckage was definitely that of the fired employee, David Burke.
Hey guys, it's Lavender here. Welcome back to my channel. It's Lavender here, and today I'm back with another true crime episode video. And today I want to talk about the crash of Flight 1771 and the man that caused it. So yeah, this is a very, I guess, underwhelming, underrated, I guess, true crime case, I guess, because I haven't heard about this for like so long. Like a couple years ago was the first time I ever heard of this. I've never heard of this case besides when I watched it. Like, I'm surprised that this case isn't like more out there, so I just wanted to cover it. So yeah, so let's get started. Here we go. So, first of all, the Flight 1771, an episode, a documentary, a true crime documentary, like a Mayday air crash investigation documentary, an episode of the Canadian documentary TV series known as Mayday titled I'm the Problem, or also known as Murder on Board for UK, United Kingdom broadcasts the events of Flight 1771 and its ensuing investigation. That's one of the TV shows that this case aired on, so if you want to go watch it, then that's the name of it. So yeah, so let's get into the background of the guy who caused this plane crash. David Augustus Burke. He was born May 18, 1952, and he died December 7, 1987. He was born to Jamaican parents living in the United Kingdom. Burke later immigrated to the United States with his parents. He had previously worked for U.S. Air in Rochester, New York, where he was a suspect in a drug smuggling ring that was bringing cocaine from Jamaica to Rochester via the airplane. Never officially charged, he reportedly relocated to Los Angeles to avoid further suspicions in the United Kingdom. He had 7 children, but he never married. So this is a story about the air flight. So let's get started. Here we go. So, U.S. Air, which had previously purchased Pacific Southwest Airlines, PSA, terminated David A. Burke, a ticketing agent, for petty theft of $69 from in-flight cocktail receipts. He had also been suspected of involvement with a narcotics ring. After meeting with Ray Thompson, his manager, in an unsuccessful attempt to be reinstated and get his job back, Burke purchased a ticket on PSA Flight 1771. Using U.S. Air employee credentials that he had not yet surrendered, Burke, armed with a Smith & Wesson Model 29.44 Magnum revolver, was able to bypass the normal passenger security checkpoint at LAX. After boarding the plane, Burke wrote a message on the air sickness bag. The note read, "Hi Ray, I think it's sort of ironical that we end up like this. I asked for some leniency and mercy for my family. Remember? Well, I got none, and you'll get none either." The cockpit voice recorder, CVR, recorded the sound of someone entering and leaving the laboratory restroom. This was Burke entering the laboratory to draw his revolver secretly. He then loaded it, giving Thompson time to read the note before killing him. It is likely that Burke first shot Thompson twice. Thompson's own seat was never recovered. Part of a seat that was identified from its serial number as being directly behind Thompson was found to contain 2 bullet holes. The CVR then recorded the cockpit door opening and the flight attendant, Deborah Neal, telling the cockpit crew and the pilot, "We have a problem," to which the captain replied, "What's the problem?" A shot was heard as Burke shot Neal dead and announced, "I'm the problem." He then fired 2 more rounds. Most likely he shot Lyndon, Mood, and Nunn, 1 each, incapacitating them, if not just outright killing them. Several seconds later, the CVR picked up an increasing windscreen noise as the airplane pitched down and accelerated. A final gunshot was heard, followed not long after by a sudden silence. It was most likely that Burke killed Douglas Arthur, PSA's chief pilot in Los Angeles, who was also on board as a passenger and who may have been trying to reach the cockpit to save the aircraft. There was speculation that Burke shot himself, though this seems unlikely because a fragment of his fingertip was found lodged on the trigger. If he had shot himself, then the gun would have went flying, and that's not what happened. It is indicated that he was alive and holding the gun until the moment of impact. The plane crashed into the hillside of a Cadillac ranch at 4:16 p.m. in the Santa Lula Mountains. All 43 passengers and crew aboard the plane died. The plane was estimated to have crashed slightly faster than the speed of sound. After 2 days of digging through what was left of the plane, they found the parts of a handgun containing 6 spent cartridge cases and a note on the air sickness bag written by Burke, indicating that he may have been responsible for the crash. FBI investigators were able to lift a print from a fragment of a finger stuck in the revolver's trigger, which positively identified Burke as holding the weapon when the aircraft crashed. Burke also had left a farewell message on his girlfriend's answering machine. So yeah, if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys, see you next video.